Hey guys, I got back from locals today and I won, came first. It's been a long time since I've really made a video. Um, and today I decided to try Dracotail. Before this, I was on Yamimitsu Rugi, and probably next week I'll go back to Yamimitsu just so I could fiddle around and get more familiar with like which deck is better. But in terms of Yamimitsu versus Dracotail, I actually preferred Dracotail today. It was a lot more fun experience. The games were a lot more uh, enjoyable and interactive. Like Yamimitsu, when it goes uninterrupted, the board is just insane. But it also plays a lot of awkward cards that you don't really like to see and in combination. But the mere fact that you play so many starters does help the deck and its consistencies. But let's just go through Dracotail. This is quite standard, but 3 Lucaris, 3 Mululu. These are your normal summons that enable. Lucaris on summon adds, or normal or special, adds a Dracotail monster. And then the other Dracotails is 3 5 mana. 5 mana is Poly from hand by discarding herself. You can fuse. Note that 5 mana doesn't lock you into Dracotail monsters, where Malulu, if you're using its on-field effective fuse, locks you into Dracotails. Like, you have to summon Dracotail. Here you can use this to summon anything you'd like, which is quite fun and cool. Then for the other one, I play one Frixel. Shout out to my friend James. He won a box tournament at Icon. He pulled the Frixel and I took it from him. Thank you, James. I needed this. And the other cards, I played 2 Pan, 1 Urgla. I need another super rare Pan, sadly. There's a lot of talk about whether you play, how many big dragons you play. Some people play 1-1, some people play 3 Pan, 1 Urgla, and if you're really wild, some people play 3 Urgla, 1 Pan. But a lot of people say the right number of Dracotail or big dragons is 4. And my question then led into, what about Magnamut? Does Magnamut now count as one of the big dragons? And also my concern was, what is Magnamut adding really? In the end phase, Magnamut is either adding Pan, Urgla, or Mululu. So I'm like, in terms of what it's adding, it's not really good in the main deck, I felt. And also, with the inclusion of Magnamut, my deck now became a 41 card deck. And even though I'm a big advocate for over 40 cards, with my 41st card always being talents, I just found that in this deck, spell cards didn't really mix too well, unless the spell card, in my terms, just said the word kill your opponent on the spot. So that's why I didn't, I cut Call by the Grave, I cut Talent from this deck. I didn't like Thrust so much in this deck and things. I felt like playing the deck more pure, more interactive gave me the best ability, where I was able to just put my skill versus the opponent's skill. And in that context, I feel like where it's skill versus skill, it comes down to who makes the error, who knows the interaction better. And I'd rather take that as opposed to praying my opponent does something, go talents, draw 2, play from there, etc. So yeah, those are the main monsters. I think that's fairly standard in all Dracotail builds. The only talking point would be these 3 dragons, or if you want to play 4 dragons, and what your ratio is. I liked 3. Going more onto these dragons because they in hand don't really do a lot. If not, they don't do anything unless you have it in combination with a card that allows you to fuse and play. But also, going first, Pan doesn't do much. What are you popping? Your opponent got no monster. But Pan going second becomes a far stronger avenue to play through. And I also like the fact that it's 2,700. So it's very easy to just Secretariat and bring out Pan, and now they're in a lot of trouble because this Pan is threatening so much damage by itself. So those are the monsters. Let's go to the traps. Three, one of each. Traps are kind of bad to draw, not gonna lie. If you draw 3 traps and nothing, it's very bad in the chat. But also, like, before this, if you watch the videos, you know I played Malice for some time. So drawing trap cards is something I've become accustomed to. Before, I would always play 3 trap cards in my deck, that being just imperm and nothing else. But now, like, I think you have to play 3 because they enable such a good grind game. Because normally when you go just 1, if they ash it, it becomes awkward. Like, it becomes awkward. Like, how are you going to recur them or recycle them? So I like the 3 traps. Going into game 2 or game 3, sometimes I would side out a trap, whether it be Horn or whether it be Sting. But I would normally always keep Flame. It all depends, like, what works best in those games. I felt like Sting was better into the Mitsurugi games and the Yami games, and Flame was far better into the Dracotail games. So I would take out the Sting and keep these 2. So those are the 3 traps. Engine requirements, sadly. You can call them GW6, TB11, and MTP07. Even forgot my trap names. 3 Rahu. Rahu is a ridiculously strong card because it allows you to just... This card, if you read it as Fuse, it becomes poor. I rather read this card as negate a monster, pop a back row. Look to see how this Rahu is going to be used to break the board, because the more you look at it at that route, the better the card becomes, as opposed to summon Gulamel or summon Athelion. Rahu also says bounce cards, bounce 1. So I looked to Rahu at that light, and it did change the game plan tremendously. And then for the 3 others is 3 Ketu. Don't have altis. I don't think I'm gonna get altis unless I pull them. Ketu is... So the best thing about Ketu is the art. I absolutely love this artwork. I think it's very beautiful. I love the Zodiac. That's why I was drawn to this deck when I saw the art. But what I like about Ketu is if your opponent controls a monster, it allows you to add and then immediately fuse. It doesn't say Dracotail monster. If you have, spoiler alert, Albaz in hand but no branded fusion, you can turn this into branded fusion. Genuinely. You can just add Mululu, send Albaz, or add Frixel, send it fuse, and then go branded combo. So you can go from potentially 2 branded fusion to 5 branded fusions. You always need to look at how to make this card more explosive, and this card says all the effects that are listed on Rahu plus branded fusion, which makes this card a very, very strong card and a very, very strong Ash target for cards. But yeah, 3 Ketu, I really enjoyed this card. I do think this card is probably going to get limited. Continuing with the engine, I played the branded engine. So I played 1 Albaz, 2 branded fusion. Thank you to Tyreek for organizing me 2 branded fusion so I can actually play the deck. I don't have branded fusion. And thank you again, James, for lending me 2 Fallen and the Virtuous. Now, let's talk a little bit about this card, because these cards, we all know what they do. This fusions from deck. This is super poly, but worse. But this card is sneak. When I first read this card, I thought it's mid at best. It's okay. Until I played this card and until I used this card, and I'm like, oh my, this card is not fair at all. Because what it does is we don't care about the second effect of if you have Ecclesia. We don't play Ecclesia, so just scratch that effect out. We look at the first effect, and it is treated as a branded and dogmatica card. We don't care about the dogmatica. We only care that it's treated as a branded card. Here's the point that's fun. Send one monster that mentions Albaz from the extra deck to the grave and target one face-up card on the field. That is all cost. So I'm going to send, for cost, an Albion. I'll just pull out the Albion right now to explain what makes this card so fun. I'm going to send for cost an Albion, and I'm going to pop a card on the field. It doesn't say your opponent's field. You can pop your own cards. So what's fun is a lot of people, when you summon Artelion, they try holding the imperm for Artelion. The Fallen and the Virtuous, send pop your own Artelion. Now your Artelion's resolving, all the cards getting added back to your hand. You just wasted the imperm. What's also very sneaky is you can use this to really interrupt your opponents. Like for example, Mingyon, effect target to reborn one from the grave. Very simple card, but it's an enabler for the Yami combos. This could potentially just cut them off from a Yami combo. And if they can't combo, you win. Another thing, it is used so well as a board breaker. Like, just go this, dump, pop Murukumo. It works. Use this, you'll banish the Albion, can you? No, you can't. But anyway, I was thinking maybe you could use this to pop the Herald, but you can't use this to pop the Herald because it has to send from deck to grave, from extra deck to grave. And Herald says, no, you can. You can use this to pop the Herald because Herald says any card sent from the hand or deck, but not extra deck. So you can even use this to dump to pop the Herald, which is really good. It doesn't work on a shifter, but you can't win everything. But what's the neat interaction is, once you go Fallen and Virtuous, send Albion. In the end phase, Albion, when it's sent to grave, allows you to either add or set a branded spell or trap. So you get to add the second Fallen and Virtuous from deck back to hand, or set it, or you add Branded Fusion, which is GG's. This card alone is so much of damage, it's enough to OTK most boards by itself. So that's what I really was enjoying. Now the question is, do you play this card at 1, 2, or 3? If you're playing it at 1, just don't play it at all, honestly. I think the best number for this card is between 2 to 3. And personally, I see a world where 3 is a really good number, but my issue with it is the deck now has become so tight with cards and requirements that I found value in another card that I just couldn't find it in me to say, you know what, I prefer having the third Virtuous as opposed to my other non-engine cards, or saying maybe 3 Virtuous and a Magnum as opposed to my other board breaker card. So I played it at 2 and I sided the third one in. I never sided the third one into a game because these two alone was just was so much that it helped me. Like my game 3 opponent Vishal, great player, great friend of mine too, he impermed my Lucaeus, and I chained the Flawless and the Virtuous to pop my Lucaeus, dodge the imperm, and because of that I was able to play and full combo him and win on the spot just from that. So Fallen and Virtuous, I know it's a bit of a hard card to come by right now, especially because you have to buy 3 structure decks to get 3 of these cards. But if you ever find like someone in your locals pulled a secret rare and they now want to get rid of one of them to build a place, just pick it up. Don't bargain with price and things. Just pick it up, pay them an extra, give them a hug and tell you thank you. It's that good of a card. Other board breaker, which I will get into. I want to keep these 2 cards on the side for last. Let's talk about the hand traps. Droll, 2 gold roll and 1 normal roll until someone can help my friend get some better rolls for me. Then I can give him my gold because he likes all the gold hand traps. So talking on roll, In our local, there's a lot of Yami. I was on Mitsu Yami. There was like two Mitsu or three Mitsu Yami players. There's one pure Mitsurugi players. There's a few pure Mitsurugi players. And so Droll is there mainly for that match, but also Droll is to make the Yami Mitsurugi game playable. Because if you Droll against pure Yami is a terrible card, but if you're able to draw Yami Mitsurugi, it gives you a chance to play. Because otherwise, you don't get a chance to play. The deck is just that strong. I know from experience playing the deck. So yeah, 3 Droll. I feel like you have to main deck this in this format, especially. 3 Ash Blossom. Now, Ash is a bit of a weird one. So, what am I ashing exactly? I feel like I want to ash my opponent if they try to floor me, obviously. But Ash now has taken more of the stance of if I'm versing a branded player, which is common because there's a branded structure deck. Ash on branded fusion still works. It's still the number 1 play. But ashing a Dracotail player, certain aspects, certain plays can also hinder them quite severely. So Ash is for those matchups. Also against Mitsurugi. Ashing Saji and hoping that they don't have the ritual in hand is a play. Ashing the Herald when they try to bridge Mitsu into Yami is a play. So I really like the Ash Blossom for that instance. Then I played 3 Nib. I've always played Nib at 2. I don't really like Nib at 3 personally. But in this deck, I felt like 3 Nib was maybe of a better call. Because this deck is very, very fair, very, very easy or linear. There's arguments to maybe cut 1 Nib and play the 3rd Virtuous. I can see that. I can get behind that actually. But I played 3 Nib today, and Nib did hurt a lot of players, especially when they don't respect it or expect it. Because, to be fair, if you know your opponent is on Dracotail, you have to play into the Nib, because if you build a half board, you're just going to get absolutely obliterated. This deck will kill a half board like there was no board. So you have to play into the Nib, which then it becomes a very dangerous game, because if I have that Nib and I'm just waiting and I Nib you, and then I'm like, oh yeah, anyway, end of main, I'm now going to Femina you and bounce whatever you try to do, and then just reset a board. There's nothing stopping me from just bouncing the Nib again and nibbing you on your next turn if you survive. So it's a very strong card. Also, it helps out Liger Dancer, which I'm glad I didn't play today. And also, I didn't play the Liger Dancer out because I put a placeholder for it, and I was supposed to pick up the Titanic Lad, but I forgot. So I just played the shit card that I never used. And then the last card is Flua. It's Flua. It's broken. It's good. Every deck should have 3. If you don't have 3, buy 3. Against a guy, he went Heat Wave. I just went Ketu, add Femina, pass. And he's got shocked. And then he normal summons Birch, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, Yami Mitsurugi. I already knew he was on Yami Mitsu because he's a great friend of mine. He's still on Birch, I don't know why, but he goes normal Birch, and I'm like, cool, you just spelled death for yourself. I just flew at him. And now he's in such a situation because he knows he just Heat Waved me. He needs to put damage on board and play, but he didn't know I had Mag. I had Flua, Magnumut, Nibiru, Rahu, not Rahu, Femina, and something else. I also had Droll. So once that Flua hit, it was spelling disaster very fast. And in that game, I flew at him, I nibbed him, I magged him, I drolled him. And he still managed to put a board, but it wasn't much of a board. Because all of the dragons, when I fused to bounce 4, I bounced all the hand traps back, the nib and the mag and things. And I also used it to then pop his cards. So very, 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 very strong card. And then the last 2 slots, if you were to count it, that's 38 cards. I played 2 Super Polys. Very, very strong cards. Extremely strong cards. I played Yami Mitsu. If you are trying to bridge from Mitsurugi to Yami, you have to go the zombie vampire line, which means you're going to have Habakiri and Ame, or alternatively you're going to have Futso, Ame, and or something else. It's weird. If you super poly them at that point, it's normally GG's on the spot, because there's no way for them to bridge into Yami. They can't respond to this card. Once you activate this and this card, just summon your card. They can't do anything. They can just look at you. So that's one. Against a Yami player, Super Poly just obliterates their end board. So Super Poly, very, very strong card, very good card, very abusable card. You can also use Super Poly to dodge cards. Like how I said with the Fallen and Virtuous. Let's say I have Lucaeus, normal summon Lucaeus effect, and they chain Ash Blossom and they got Artelion. Cool, Super Poly, discard something. Fuse the Artelion that they have, and your Lucaeus makes Secretarion. So there's a lot of ways to abuse these cards, and that's what I really love about this game is you have to use your cards to the best of their ability. And I'm a strong believer that this game comes down to not who draws better all of the time. It comes down to who used their cards the best, who got the most value from their card. So that's the main deck. It's clean 40. You can go back and see whenever you'd like. And then let's go to the side deck. Side deck was not perfect. I just kind of tossed it together. But I'll explain the logic. I played 3 Bell. I played 3 Bell because this covers 2 games. This covers the Mitsurugi game, and this also covers a few games. It covers the Mitsurugi game. It covers the Dracotail game because I can stop their traps. It also covers the Yami game to a degree, or the Yami Mitsu. More Yami Mitsu than Yami, to be honest, because you could I mean, it works well on Yami because when they go effect to tag out to summon 2, that goes back for cost. You chain Bell. Now they're left with no bodies. Retaliating C. I put Retaliating C because I'm behind. I didn't know this card was bad until I used it. And I used it only for Dracotail because I'm probably not a good Dracotail player, so I need cards to help me play against a good Dracotail player, which it did do. I versed, my final round was a Dracotail mirror match, and he's a far better Dracotail player than me. So this helped me make the game awkward enough to kill him. But he was such a good player that he just played through this thing like it wasn't really that much of a problem. And I'm like, it did its job. Going forward, I'll probably still keep it because I don't really know what else to put. I'm not one of those people that want to do Dragon's Bind or Mind and all floodgates or judgments and stuff. It doesn't suit me. It doesn't suit my play style. So I'll probably just keep it. But there's arguments to cut it, and any argument you can have, like, you just don't like the color of the card, it's good enough not to play it. But these cards were good. I played 3 Bastiles. So I'm a Dragon Link player. I'm a Dragon player. These dragons will come to me when I need them the least. Unless I'm playing this deck, because they came when I needed them the most. And I loved them. Absolutely loved them. Mag searching Druisworm, broken. Mag searching Baldric, summon Baldric, tribute Magnemite, broken. Artelion, bounce back Nagamot, broken. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. One of the most fun things I've had with these Bastiles. I was able to make Mag a 3-off. I summoned it. Cool. Bounced it back. Magged again. Absolutely loved it. I felt like I was playing Dragon Link again. I'm getting Magnemite searches almost every turn. But yeah, I liked it. The main purpose was to force out Futso, or force out the players. Because if you're playing pure, you're playing Futso. If you're playing Mitsurugi Yami, you're probably also playing Futso because it's your grind game. So this stops the Futso, this tries to get rid of the armies, and then this comes in through like whenever I just need to like do something, stop a deck or stop something that summons. So yeah, I really liked them. I think they were great. I think you should play them. Uh, Lightning Storm. This is for back row. To be honest, Lightning Storm is still a great card. I mean, yeah, you can play 3, but I only own 2 because I sold it. I didn't think cards were ever going to come back to 3. My issue with Lightning Storm in this deck specifically is we're playing Bestials, we're playing Retaliating Sea, we're playing 5 mana to fuse, so very often you're going to have a card or you're going to have a face-up card or at least something on the board, which then becomes awkward because then these become dead cards. It luckily it didn't really come up today, but I think since I've played with these cards in my deck for so many years now, I don't even know how many years ago, in 2022, so this is what, this one alone is 3 years old, this one is even older than that, so I think I've come accustomed on how to play around Lightning Storms with Bestials or Lightning Storms with monsters on the field or cards on the field. So I think like you can make arguments for it or against it, but for now I just played it and it seemed to have worked decently, I guess. I played 2 Perulia. I only own 2 Perulia. To be honest, just put these as blanks. You can play whatever you want here. I never sided in the Perulia. I never needed the Perulia. Personally, I think you could do better with maybe Meowls than Perulia. It's just not a Perulia format unless like Floowandereeze becomes tier 0, I guess. Vanquish Soul Canine is out of the format. Perulia only hurts Vanquish Soul, and to be honest, like I play so many cards, I don't think Vanquish Soul really has that easier of a time against me. But to be honest, I think Vanquish Soul is probably this deck's hardest match, which I never versed today, thankfully. Maybe then I would have put the Perulia in, but yeah, I think you could cut these, play something else if you'd like. Maybe I could play 2 Lava Golem or a Kaiju's. I don't know specifically. I think Kaiju's are better. Allows you to out Liger Dance, allows you to out a monster just easily. So yeah. Now I played the 3rd Fallen and the Virtuous in the side. I never sided it in, but I like this card. I really like this card. And I'll say it again. If you come across it in someone's binder and they're willing to sell it, give them more than what the TCG value is. Give them a hug and take it quickly and run. Because it is that good of a card. And then lastly, Black Coat Laughs. In theory, it's great. I know what you do with it. Flip Black Coat, call Athelion. Okay, cool. Now your grind game became worse. Flip Black Coat, call Snatchy. Okay, right, cool. Your game became worse. Flip Black Coat, call Ripper. Your game became worse. In practice, it's not that good. It's not that good in this deck because you don't really have cards that discard unless it's super poly. And I don't play Thrust because then my deck becomes inconsistent. It becomes cloggy. Hands going 2nd or 3rd, game 3 just becomes weird. I have to hope my opponent does something so I can Thrust, set Black Coat. So up to you if you want Black Coat in your deck, side deck or not. Phantasme is out of the question. Like, please just don't play Phantasmes. Don't play Fenrir's. You could play Fenrir, but it's not really that great of a card, to be honest. I have played Fenrir. Honestly, Pancratops is pretty cracked. I still love it. I think it's a fun card. So yeah, let's go to the extra deck because it's gonna get a little bit long. 3 Athelion, thank you to, I don't even know, I think James, got me the third Atelion. Thank you, Vishal, who got me the second Atelion. And thank you, whoever gave me the first Atelion. I don't even remember. Cooler Mel, one off. I don't think you need to play more. Please, someone, get me a super rare of this card. My opponents were cringing in their seats. Secretarian. Heart and soul of this deck. If you bought it before it skyrocketed in price, congratulations, you are ahead of the curve. If you're buying it now, tough luck, Nebru. You're paying triple the price. Thank you, Cohen, again. Cohen is always the plug for me. He is the one who got me the bow, who helped me out with the bow. He helped me out with the Secretarian. He helped me out with yummies. He helped me out with the snatches. Nebru, can I just say at this point in time, I'm a sponsored player by Cohen. Thank you. I love you for that. To go with the super poly targets, Karura, Mud Dragon. Never made this card, but I have to play it because I don't know like when I'm gonna use it. To be honest, I still have to read the the requirements for Mud Dragon most of the time because I don't know what it uses. But Karura, I know. Karura, when I see two things, okay, right, it looks like a good time buy. Fun thing, I love this card because it has the effect when it is sent to grave, you draw one, which is very, very nifty if you know how to use it well, which I'll come to. Here comes the jokes. I played one Rinbrum. Please don't play Rinbrum. This was supposed to be Titaniclad. I forgot to pick it up, so I played Rinbrum. I never summoned it. I never used it. It might as well be a 14 card extra deck. Don't play Rinbrum. Play Titaniclad. I played Mirror Jade, played one because that's all I needed. I played two Albion because I need one to send off Fallen and the Virtuous, and I need the second one to send off the second Fallen and the Virtuous. This card, you have to play it at 2. If it's anything less than 2, don't play the deck. Just go play something else. Go play Tani with your friends. One Lubellian. So this was the entire branded engine. As you can see, I don't have Sanctifier. Now, here's a hot take when it comes to Sanctifier. It's an amazing card. It's a good card. It's probably the right card to play. However, one, it's gone very expensive, which is bad because I sold mine when it wasn't very expensive. And two, it makes lines awkward. Very awkward. And I just found like I don't want cards that I need to pick up and read to see what they do. When I play, I just want to play. Like I should already know how I'm going to break this board before I even set my first card or place my first card. And I just didn't like Sanctifier all that much. It is a very good card, a very strong card. And in the future, I probably, if I want to play this deck more, will go into the Sanctifier lines. But for now, I felt this was working well. This worked good for my locals. And it played well. Now we go into some other cards. I played Cross Sheep because I saw one game online where people couldn't play because they didn't play Cross Sheep. So I'm like, okay, I need to play Cross Sheep. And then I realized watching players play a deck online is good, but it's also bad. It's bad because you aren't the player online. Those guys, Money Matches and DB Grinder, they're good players who play every day, hours. So when they play Cross Sheep, it's because they got into a game situation after 1,000+ games where they needed Cross Sheep. And then they took it out because they found it wasn't worth it. And then you're like, okay, I need to put Cross Sheep. I never summoned it. I never needed it. I shouldn't have played it. It should have just been anything. Anything. So I don't agree with Cross Sheep. I think this could be cut. SP, however, I do agree with. You should definitely play SP. And if you're not playing SP, my brother in Christ, just play SP. And last card, the GOAT card. I absolutely love this card. It's now becoming one of my favorite extra deck cards. The almighty Typhon. Straight from the top rope. Typhon. Which is insane because now I'm going to show you some really cool nifty tricks that you can do. Against a player, I super polyed, always a good card to use, and I went into Garura. Now Garura is going to do a few things. Garura can just summon Typhon just like that because he's fun. Typhon, now the 3Ks are negated. Detach, spin back, Garura, draw one. Very powerful combo. Not many people expect it because they summon this big board. Now their board is broken and they're playing against Typhon. And in simplified game states, simple game states, Typhon wins games alone. If the game is simplified enough, this card is enough to just obliterate so many decks that it is ridiculous. Another fun thing is super poly of 2 monsters, make Garura, have another random monster anyway. Cool. SP. And now SP does one thing. SP on summon, because I used an extra deck monster, fine. I can use SP to banish a card from field or deck or graveyard. Whatever I target now, they have to chain. So chain 1 SP, target this thing, banish it. Banish a back row, banish a field spell, banish whatever. Chain 2 Garura to draw. Or if you want to do, chain 1 Garura, chain 2 SP. Well, choice is yours. I'd rather have them ash my Garura. That means I know my branded fusions and things are live. But if I don't, if I want the draw, then I'll put this as chain link 1. Chain link 2 this. Now they respond. Chain link 3. I need to stop something from getting banished. Chain something to try protect my monster that's going to get banished. Chain SP. Pop, pop. Both are gone. You now have one more. You now have 1, 2, 3 monsters less on the field. Now, what does that mean? That means you could have a Snatchy gone, or you could have a Yami Synchro gone. You can have another Yami gone. You can have 2 Mitsurugi monsters gone. The end boards nowadays are not very big. You're not going to see 5 monsters in the main monster zone and 1 in the EMZ. You're going to see boards with 3 or 4 monsters, and they think it's enough. All of a sudden, in a space of 2 cards, half of that board is gone. If not, the whole board is gone. 2 monsters are gone for the Garura. Another monster is being tagged with this SP. They're forced to do something. SP is going to banish itself and another card. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? For example, they go Murukumo. You go SP. SP target Murukumo to banish it. Chain Prayers tribute Murukumo. Cool. Chain SP target itself and your Futsu. Go, go. Affect Murukumo, come back. Cool, watch it blowing up. Bro, I got no board. Draw 1. Now I play. It's really problematic. But that's a bad example. The Murukumo is probably getting super polyed. So that's the deck. That's the theory of the deck. Let's go through some rounds. I know my videos are always long. I love talking and y'all love listening. So thank you for watching. Game 1, Yami, great friend of mine, Cohen, my sponsor. It was a fun game, but I'm sorry, my bro. Super Poly just hurts your deck too much, and you can't play around it. If you play around it, you're going to get killed. Dracotail will destroy any half board like it's a no board. So you have to play into the Super Poly. And he did. He was forced to. He did the right thing. After that, I went up against Mitsurugi, pure Mitsurugi, played by Aki. Great player. He's on a generational run. He's been winning locals like it's normal. And today he got virtuous. So I super polyed him, made SP. SP threatened to banish Futsu. He chained prayers to reborn. I said, cool, I expected that. Anyway, virtuous. Let's virtuous pop this thing. And he's like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, bro. I used super poly. I made SP. I drew 1. you summoned. Now I'm gonna virtue swap the thing you just summoned. And he's just like, oh, that's wild. So his board was empty. He flew at me, and I'm like, oh, that's terrible. How could you? Normal summon Lucaeus effect, add 5 mana, pass. Now he's got SP, no board, 5 mana in hand, Lucaeus looking at him. He plays or sneezes. Next thing he knows, the whole family of monsters are coming from the extra deck. So that was a quick one. Oh, and I added Branded Fusion in the end phase too, because that's what it does. Fallen and the Virtuous. So writing was on the wall then. After him, I versed Vishal, Yami Mitsurugi. Game 1, I don't even know what happened in game 1. It was just a blur. Game 1, I think I set 3 traps, and then it was too much at that point. I had hand traps, I had traps, I had pops and things. It was like, your 6-card Yami Mitsurugi hand, not beating that. Even if you Dark Ruler me, bro, the traps are the ones that's the problem. So that happened to him. Swift one. Then after game 2, he heat waved me. I'm like, cool story, bro. He passed turn, which is it's a very heads up play by him. You heat wave going first, force them to not play. You go on your next turn. You have 6 cards in and you OTK them, which is a great heads up play from him. So I see the strategy, but I don't like it. It's not my play style. So he heat waves me. It comes to my turn. I go Ketu to add 5 mana, pass. And now he's just looking shooketh, like, okay, well, now's my time to shine. But the problem is when you play cards like Heatwave, you draw multiples. And he drew 2 Heatwaves, but he decided not to Heatwave me again to give me another draw. He decided to play normal summon, on summon, Flua. And now he's done. Because in my hand I had Nib, Flua, Droll, Phimena, Magnumut, and I kept on drawing so much. And next thing I know, I'm Atelion bouncing 4, I'm nibbing the bro, I'm drolling him. He's just having a horrible day at the shops when that happens. Then game 4, I go up against Tevin. He's on Branded Dracotail, similar list to mine. So it all's gonna boil down to skill. And because it all boils down to skill, I obviously lose game 1. He drew better. He's a better Dracotail player than me, absolutely. So he just cooks me, and I'm like, expected. Let's go game 2. Game 2, side out the cards that help me beat Dracotail, and I'm like, right, let's play. Put in the bells, put in the ash, put in whatever else things I got laying around, and then Ash Ketu, Flame negate Rahu. Ash Ketu, Branded Fusion, Flame negate, draw 1, draw into Bell, and then like it's too much now. So then yeah, that happened. Game 3, he goes Rahu, I go Contact C, he chains 5 mana, sends 4, but he only has Molulu. So he just uses Molulu, sets Rahu or sets Ketu, I don't even know what he sets. And then he activates that, I ash it. Then he's like, problems. Normal summon Albaz, Albaz discard, summon out Mirror Jade effect, dump Rinbrum. I don't know why he dumped Rinbrum, but he dumps a monster, Rinbrum, banish my Contact C, and I'm like, cool. Then he goes end phase, I'm like, in end phase. Because the Rinbrum works on my turn. Because if it was Albion, I wouldn't let it go to end phase. So it goes Rinbrum. I'm like, cool, end phase mag, target Rinbrum, banish, activate mag, add Baldrake, I think I added. I go Baldrake, target Albaz, banish, Albaz, then summon, and I'm like, cool, let's play. And writing was on the wall. I had Branded Fusion, so I made my own Mirror Jade, used my Mirror Jade to out his Mirror Jade by banishing it. Then I just made Secretarion, brought back cards, and I'm like, yeah, it's done. So now it's done. So yeah, that's the deck. Those were the games. Thank you for watching. I hope you are well. Yu-Gi-Oh's in a good place. If you're looking for a deck to play, I do recommend you pick this up if you can. I know it's gone a little bit pricey, but it's a fun deck. It's a very fun deck. It's a very fun interactive deck. If you don't want to buy the Fallen and the Virtuous, because you have to get 3 structure decks, look around at locals, look around online, at some friends. Maybe they have a few that they're willing to let go of. Maybe someone's chasing the Starlights or whatever. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And peace and love. I wish you all of the best. And I will see y'all, I don't know when. I'm not consistent. But probably the next one, I'll either tell you if I'm still playing this, updated it, or if I'm playing Mitsu Yami one more time. Right. Bye, guys.